Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us. Whether you're here because of pain, stiffness, discomfort, inflammation, maybe reduced mobility, fatigue, mood issues because of that kick-on effect, or simply looking for a better way to understand what's actually happening inside your body, we're really grateful that you're here. One thing I've noticed over the years is that so many people have accepted feeling less than their best as normal. They've tried different approaches. They've spent a truckload of time, energy, money searching for answers. And they just often feel, well, why do I still feel this way? Yeah. And that's why we're having this conversation. Myself and Joanne, we've been talking about this for quite a while. And over my 17 years as a functional nutritional therapist, one thing I've learned is that pain and discomfort, it's simply your body trying to tell you something. Yeah. And so what we'll be talking today is a different perspective, a perspective that looks beyond symptoms and asks better questions. And I'm incredibly grateful to be joined by Joanne. Joanne Fairbrother is a second-generation naturopath based in Townsville, North Queensland, Australia. I'm based in Mackay, which is, the Whitsundays is our backyard, and the Great Barrier Reef for those who are overseas. And for more than 30 years of Joanne has, clinical experience helping people take back control of their health and well-being. And between the two of us, almost 50 years of experience working with individuals and families who simply want to feel better, move better, live better, and reach their true potential. So today, Jo will be sharing her own story. She'll be sharing some insights on how supporting the body's natural defense systems, the natural repair systems, I should say, may be one of the most important conversations that majority of people are missing. So I encourage you to keep an open mind, grab yourself a pen, a notebook, get yourself comfortable, and jot down any questions that may come to mind. All right, so without any further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce my friend, Joanne Fairbrother. Joanne, thank you for being here, darling. I know your schedule is absolutely chaotic. Over to you.
It is. And welcome everyone for taking the time out of your day to join us. My name is Jo and I'm a naturopath and nutritionist. And I have been working with men and women simply by helping them take back control of their health from the inside to the outside for over 30 years, which really starts to age me when I really think about that, right? But I always bring it back to the basics. And I believe that we have real food, the right nutrition, and understanding your body is actually the foundation that we need for everything, right? So, this is what drives me to help educate and have real conversations with everyday people like yourselves so that you can start making informed choices, but to feel good again. So, in a moment, I'm going to be sharing something that I didn't even know around about 6 months ago. And I'm going to be honest, I was a little bit embarrassed at first, but I've come to believe that you are never too old to learn something new and something that could change everything for you. And I also believe that sometimes the universe puts you exactly where you need to be at exactly the right time. So it could be the reason why you're here today, and this could be your moment. Because maybe what I'm about to share is exactly what you or someone you love needs to hear. And I didn't personally know how much I needed this information until my body stopped me in my tracks, and no one could explain why. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you. Now, before we get started, I just want to share something that's really important, of course. We do not claim to heal, cure, reverse, mitigate, or diagnose any disease. What I'm sharing today is based on peer-reviewed research, my own personal experience, and the results that I've been witnessing in my practice from many years. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to educate you and share what I have personally found and for you to personally make your own decision for yourself. And as I mentioned a little bit earlier on, I wanted to start with my own confession. I did wake up one morning last year and I felt that I had an old body. And I mean genuinely old. I felt like an old lady. My knee hurt so badly. I was hobbling And I didn't just feel like an old lady. I think I was starting to think that I was looking like an old lady. And it wasn't long before that I had actually run on Magnetic Island. If you've ever been here, it's absolutely beautiful. But I had done a 17K trail run. Now, for me, that's nothing unusual. But now I could not even run across the road if the lights turn red. That's how bad my knee had gotten. And it wasn't from my trail running, right? So it just sort of it just is like I just woke up and it happened. And after months, and I mean months of pain, I started wondering if I would ever get back to doing what I loved doing the most. I couldn't bend down properly. I couldn't sit on the floor and play with my grandson. And even collecting the eggs from the chicken coop was becoming a problem. And I had to think twice about doing all these actions. But what I really noticed is that it was really affecting my everyday life. Everything was hurting and it was stemming from my knee. Now, I was already doing all the right things. I had a practitioner grade collagen that I was using. But that's got no fillers in. I use the top range stuff. I was already using curcumin for inflammation and using other supporting vitamin minerals. I mean, the good stuff. And nothing was helping me. I was having massage, physio, needling. I'd been to an exercise therapist. I also paid specialists and I had scans. And every single one of them told me there was nothing wrong with me. But yet clearly I was in pain. And trust me, if you're in my household, I bleated about this every single day, right? I did. I told everyone. But you know what? I would have paid anything to get rid of it. I really would have. And I was going through lots of money trying to get rid of it. And as a naturopath who focuses on diet, nutrition, and even gut health for over 30 years, I did have a quiet thought in the back of my mind. There must be something else happening. And I did think about my gut, but I'm like, well, I think it's fine. I thought it was fine, but it wasn't. And I did have some telltale signs showing me that it wasn't. And this was stemming from my nails. They're soft, they were easy to break, and I did have long, deep ridges in them. And they used to break really easy. So I knew that there was an absorption issue, but I thought that I was addressing it the best that I could. And we know that absorption is also linked back to your gut, which I'm going to share a little bit more about that. Now, what I learned today, believe it or not, was from another practitioner, which is Rhonda. And I really genuinely wish that I had met her sooner and that I didn't have to experience all the pain that I was. But the truth is that I was actually a little bit embarrassed to ask for help. Now, we work in the same field, and I was worried that I think that she might think I was a little bit dumb or a little bit of a numpty. And she'd be thinking, why does she not know this information? Like it's common knowledge, because we do know a lot of information. But I have to be honest, I was so glad that I reached out to her because I had sent her like two different text messages and I deleted them. And I went, no, just contact her and ask her because she knows something. I've been seeing some information come through my news feeds. There was something that I was missing and maybe she had the answer. And I'm glad I did, as it said. Now, most of us, when we're in pain, we try to manage it, including myself. We take something for it and we're always told to rest. I was also doing this. And this is a natural process that we've all been designed to do. But we have to be clear here. Pain is a signal and it's your body's way of saying something is on fire underneath. And if you keep dousing out the alarm without finding the fire, the body's going to keep burning, right? So your inflammation, as I've got in the photo there, is the fire that's happening in your body. We just can't see it all the time. And for most women and men that I've been working with, especially in their 40s and 50s, it's like a low grade and it's chronic and it's not just an acute injury. It's showing up in joint pains, but also the stiffness in the morning, the brain fog, the fatigue, the gut issues, the hormonal imbalances, and that weight that just won't shift. They're all stemming through from inflammation. So hands up if any of them sound like you and it's not just a knee pain or a back pain that you've actually got some extra things, because I'm pretty sure that this will sound familiar to you. So you see, it's the same route, they're just different exits. So the better question that we really need to address is, how do I feel less pain? And where is the inflammation coming from? And what does my body actually need to turn it back down? So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you right now. And I know you've been waiting for this. Okay. So here is where it gets really interesting. And I promise I'm not going to get all chemistry lecture on you, but you cannot unlearn what I'm going to share with you in the next couple of minutes. Now, every single day, your cells are dealing with what we call free radicals. These are a normal byproduct of just being alive, breathing, digesting, exercising, even thinking. Your body knows how to handle them. It goes on autopilot. So the real problem is when the free radicals start to outnumber your body's ability to start neutralizing them. That imbalance is what is called oxidative stress. And after about the age of 30, that balance is starting to tip. Your body's natural antioxidant production starts to slow down, inflammation increases, and recovery is taking longer, and the pain becomes more persistent. Now, I want you to think about this for a moment. If we go back and compare how we live today to how your grandparents lived, we have more technology, more convenience, medical advances than ever before, and yet people are sicker than ever before. So we have to question, why is this? Well, here is what your body is subject to almost every single day. We have things like computers, our mobile phones, we have Bluetooth, we have Wi-Fi, and it's going through your body and the whole house, your whole family, right? And we don't think anything about it. And then we have our chemicals, our sprays. We have the fly sprays. We have our deodorants. We have our perfumes. We have the car fumes and the air that we breathe. Now, studies actually show that there is 80,000 untested chemicals in our environment right now. We are consuming them, and I'm sad to say it's equivalent to, when we look at plastics, we're also consuming, but not show you my numbers, we're also consuming around about a credit card of plastic every single week, right? So this is adding to our toxic overload and why your body is having to fight even harder. Then we have the food that we're eating, right? They're sprayed, they're altered from seed. Your fresh food, I don't know if you even know this, but it can be stored up to a year before it even reaches your plate. You cannot get the same amount of vitamins and minerals and nutrients from the real food product that comes straight from the tree, like an apple, if it's been stored for a year. So we are losing that, and our body's becoming more and more out of imbalance. We eat more processed foods. If it comes in a box, it's processed. We are eating more sugar than ever before, which causes more inflammation. We have genetically modified foods, gluten in our food, which causes major issues with your stomach. We have food dyes and seed oils. You can see where I'm coming from, hey? We also have medications that are quietly depleting your normal vitamin mineral balance, especially when they're meant to be doing another job. And then the thing that we don't think of is then when we have the stress in your body, we have physical health stress, we have emotional stress, we have financial stress, family stress, work stress. These are all affecting your cells, okay? So all of these things, every single one of them is contributing to the oxidative stress. They're all quietly disrupting your cells and making your body work harder than it ever should. And it's trying really hard to keep up with it. So here's the truth. Your body is not broken. Your body is rusting from the inside to the outside. Your cells are under attack from oxidative stress and overload. And this is something that we can actually address. Because here's the thing. Your body's an amazing machine. I tell this to my clients all the time. Every single day, your body is trying to become the healthiest version of itself. It just needs a little bit of help to get there. We can't change all the things that are happening in our world, but you can support your system, your body better. And before I introduce anything even into my own clinic, I practice what I preach. I do my own research. I test it on myself first. I then generally will share it with family and friends, and then I bring it into the clinic. So what are the two things that I actually changed that reduced my knee pain from an 8 out of 10 that I bleated and moaned about every single day and stopped me in my tracks of doing normal everyday activities to a 0? And I mean a 0. Within 2.5 weeks, I noticed the shift. And then I woke up and my knee was no longer hurting. I managed to go back and run the 1K, the 3Ks, the 5Ks. I tested this out before and I always came up with an injury and I was always back to 0 again and high pain. Now I had nothing. So what I wanted to do is say, well, I spent all this time and all this energy trying to fix it. And what I didn't have was this simple solution. So I was really excited about my results that I couldn't wait then to get my mum on it. Now, my mum is a naturopath. She's in her 80s now, and she's had over 50 years of clinical experience. Trust me, I never had a day off school when we were sick. Well, we were never allowed to be sick when we were younger because mum always come out with the herbs and everything else. So I've been around vitamin minerals for literally most of my life. But my mum over the years has had scarred lungs. She has had some issues there, and she had a really bad fall when she was overseas 1 year, and she really damaged her hip, and she's had a bit of hip pain for many years. Okay, now I said, hey mum, you've got to try this out. And within 2 months I noticed her walking was improving and her breathing was getting better. There's more to that story, but I don't have time to share actually the story, the shopping story that we have. But I noticeably had seen my mum had improved. And I want to share with you what I call my bad wife story. Yeah. My husband has he's had a sore elbow for a long time, right? Like I'm going to say probably more than 6 years. He never complains. He's not a complainer. He doesn't even take so much as Panadol. He just like soldiers on. Not me. I bleed paper cut. I'm whinging. Nope. He just soldiers on. And then one day I saw him rubbing his elbow and I said, I remembered he had something wrong, but he never complains. And I said, oh, what is your elbow hurting? He said, yeah, it always hurts. I said, does it really? Bad wife. He said, yeah. And I said, really? He says, yeah, it always hurts. He says, it always hurts. It's been hurting for years. And then I realized that I hadn't even shared. He knew what I did for my knee, but I hadn't shared with him and said, hey, how about you do what I'm doing? Now, he did do what I suggested, which is very unusual. But within 3 weeks, he said, and I'm not going to say the real words that he said, but I'm going to bring it down. Hey, you know that stuff that you gave me, but it wasn't the word stuff. He said something else. He's a real boy by my husband. He said, but I think it's really working. My elbow is not hurting anymore. And believe it or not, he lines up every day and he's still taking them. How do I know this? Because he leaves the evidence on the kitchen bench, right? Just like a little child. But I know that he's doing it. And this just amazes me. So this is why I want to share with you these two products that have been different in anything that I've worked with before. And it's not just about taking another product. It's about activating your own body and switching it back on. I want you to remember that because this is the real key to what's happening. And I shared this information with Mariska. She's one of my clients, and I want you to take a listen to her.
Hi, Joe. I thought I'd share with you my progress since starting the collagen NRF at the end of last year. For the last couple of years, my pain has increased and my range of movement reduced to the point where there is a lot of things I can't undertake properly. Since starting this regime, I've now noticed that I can do things I haven't been able to do for quite some. And when I do some of my, what I call my heavy activity now, where the recovery before would be 4 days, I'm now finding it up the next morning. I will get on with my day, my pain is gone, and my range of movement is starting to get back to where it was. It's amazing. I feel great. Thank you for putting me up.
See, I love what I do every day. But in all honesty, ladies, She could not put her arm behind her back and touch the back of her bra, and she could not reach her arm over her head. Now she's out there gardening, hacking the frangipani tree down, as she says to me. So it really does improve. So here is what nobody is really talking about: your natural ability to heal yourself from the inside. Your body already has a built-in antioxidant system, and it's absolutely extraordinary. And it produces something that we call, well, it is called glutathione. Glutathione. Did I say it right, Rhonda? Glutathione. I have an issue with saying that. But if you've heard about antioxidants before, glutathione is the master antioxidant. Your body makes it internally, and this is the key. Now, you know I said that the cells are under attack. I want you to think of this as being your defense system, a little bit like our soldiers coming in and helping to support you, okay? It is supporting your cells. And it's not about taking a tablet, which is poorly absorbed in the gut anyway. It's about switching your body back on to produce it the way your body used to do it naturally. Now, when the glutathione is working properly, it helps to neutralize the free radicals, reduces inflammation, and starts supporting your cells to repair themselves. It is your own body's cleanup crew. I mean, how did I not know this? I mean, seriously. Now, the pathway that activates this system, you may not have heard this, but it's called NRF2. And I want you to think of this as being your master switch. And when you switch it on, it produces your own antioxidants in quantities. No supplement on the shelf can come close to matching this. Supplements are like a one-on-one ratio, but this is not a supplement. It has been clinically proven to lower your oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days. Yes, you heard me, 40% in 30 days. And this is one of the reasons why I saw quick results, is because it brought down that inflammation quickly for myself and even for my husband. So I think it's pretty amazing, right? Now, the NRF2 pathway, what is happening here, and I want to talk about these 5 herbs because I don't think anyone talks about, this is a patented formula, and I want you to walk you through them because these herbs separately in liquid form and other natural forms, I've been using them for years, but they haven't really made an impact. But I personally believe genuinely together, this is something that we haven't seen before. Now, milk thistle has been used for 2,000 years to support the liver and kidney, your gallbladder function, promotes healthy digestion and detoxification. Bacopa is known for helping to cognitive ability, your brain, concentration, alertness, reducing stress, anxiety, and protect your cells. Ashwagandha, it's the king of herbs, and it helps to support memory as well, restful sleeping. We need to sleep better. And it also helps to manage stress and, my ladies, lower cortisol levels. Game changer. We also have green tea. Everyone's heard about green tea, but it's such a powerful antioxidant that it is supporting your healthy mental process, your cardiovascular, the heart, boost your metabolism. And look, in China and Japan, they've been using this for centuries. They know something, right? Also, turmeric. It's been around for what? More than 4,000 years. Chinese medicine has shown time and time again it helps to fight inflammation, cellular stress, which we keep talking about, support joint health and improve brain health, and of course, help with digestion. Now, once again, we do not claim to heal, cure, reverse, mitigate, or diagnose any disease, but together these 5 herbs activate the glutathione production in your body by 300%. Yes, I'm going to say that again, 300%. Your body is actually doing what it was designed to do. Now, studies of this formula have been published and peer-reviewed by some of the world's most respected research institutions. This is not magic, the real magic. It's the individual herbs, as I said, together in this formula that's the real magic, okay? Because these herbs have been around, but I find the synergy together is what's working. And honestly, as I said, I've been in practice for over 30 years, and I haven't seen anything like this help to reduce the inflammation and the oxidative stress in the body. And I want you to listen to the results that even Rosemary has experienced quite quickly as well.
Hi Joe, just letting you know that I've been taking the NRF2 product since the 10th of April. and I do find that I have seen a change in, say, into my hands when I'm doing the grip, and also even my stomach. I don't feel as bloated as well. And I just want to let you know that I'm feeling much better in myself as well.
And I just received a message from Rosemary this morning. The inflammation is reduced. She's also lost 2 kilos. Yay! That's what happens, right? So now I've shared with you how one small herbal tablet, this formula, the one that I take every day, has made a change, but I now want to share with you the other piece of the puzzle that was not working for me. And I had to make this change. Now, most people think that collagen is just a supplement for your hair, your skin, your nails, and it is, but it goes far beyond that. From around about 25, your body starts reducing its own natural collagen production by about 1% every year. So in your 50s, like I am, what's happening now is that we have like a 30% reduction. And no one is actually speaking to women and men about this. But this is when we start to feel our body break down. Okay, so it's not just in the mirror, that you see the fine lines and that's your collagen, but it's in your ligaments, it's in your joints, your bone strength, your tissue, your gut health, your liver function, the nervous system, the cardiovascular health, and even your sleep. Your body needs collagen absolutely everywhere. Now, here is the big problem that I didn't realize is that when we have poor gut health and you take powders, the chances are your body is only partially absorbing them, okay? It's not delivering it where it needs to go the most. And here is what I did differently. I stopped thinking about the collagen in isolation, and then I started looking at that oxidative stress component as well. And what was presenting me from being in pain, or being in pain, but from not being in pain. And that's because I needed to switch my system back on and come back on a line. But when your body is given the right nutrients, it switches it on to start making its own collagen, right? That's different. There is no other collagen that actually helps you to promote your body to make its own collagen. And this is called activation. Now, let me share with you also what is happening that is different inside the collagen. So first of all, it's activated by quinoa, ruby quinoa, which is an extract, and it prepares your cells to receive and absorb the collagen, and it triggers your body to start producing its own. Once again, most collagens completely skip this part, and I didn't know that. Second of all, it replenishes your body. It provides fish peptides from 10 different types of collagen, not just one, and the amino acids start to help to rebuild your body from the inside. This is why you're getting so much better results from it. And third, we have to maintain it. It has a really nice berry and citrus blend that absolutely tastes delicious. Even I enjoy the taste of it, but it helps to promote the collagen production by preventing it to break down, right? So it simultaneously is protecting your body. And then when you add in the NRF2 to address the oxidative stress, your body has a whole system, right? And this was the missing link that I didn't know until I now know. And it was switching my body back on. And that's by reducing the inflammation. Once again, the reason why other specialists couldn't see the issues with me is there was nothing wrong with me. They couldn't see this on the inside of my body. My body had to start making it back up again. Okay. And this is the same as Alana. Sorry, Mary. She's going to share what she also noticed.
I started taking nice and after feel
Cheers, isn't she lovely? And I have to say, she shared with her husband just the same as I did. And ladies, most ladies will be the ones watching this. This is what we do. We love helping other people, other family members. Next, I want to share just a quick one is Karina, and she's a running person like myself, and she has noticed this.
Sabrina and Joanne and 3 months ago, taking that NRS food and religion. I feel amazing, really good mental clarity, just remember stuff. Big one for me is my strength. So I do a lot of running, feel my breathing has come a lot better, control that. Also the duration, stuff overall performance, I just feel has improved, and I'm so
Don't know why it cut off there, but that's fine. I actually ran with her yesterday. She's off to KL and she's doing a 50K trail run. She's feeling fantastic, absolutely amazing. And I'm back to trail running. Honestly, I never thought I'd get back to trail running. This was another event that we just recently did on Magnetic Island with some of my crazy teammates from the gym that I'm at. And look, I'm enjoying life in all honesty, and I'm going to continue to share this information for many years to come. I've been in my practice for so long. But when you start witnessing results like the ones that I've shared with you today, it's really impossible to keep it a secret. And every single day, people want to feel the healthiest, happiest versions of themselves because you've got two industries. We have the sickness industry and the wellness industry. I know which one I want to be part of, and it wasn't the first one. Now, I want to be honest with you just for one more moment. I want to talk about something a little bit different. I have lost trust in the system, our system, over the last few years, and I think you know what I'm talking about. And what I really wanted to do is become a part of a movement. Okay. And I'm going to be talking about what this means to me and how, if you wish to, you can join it. Because in the last couple of years, if anything, it's showed me very clearly how much control there has been over our health choices. It's opened up my eyes. And here's what I'm coming back to is that we all, as I said before, we want to be the healthiest version of ourselves. But when was the last time you went into a doctor's surgery and they actually asked you what you were eating or what was causing your stress or what was happening in your life? Most of the time they reach for a script. It's medication. And I call this Band-Aid therapy because it's managing your symptoms without ever asking how they got there in the first place. This is why we sort of look at the root problem, right? And the longer you stay on medication without addressing the root cause, the longer you stay in Big Pharma's system. And I don't think that this is by accident. That's my own personal opinion. Now, I want to be clear with you. I'm not telling you to throw away your medication. I'm far from that. I'm not telling you to walk away from your doctor at all. We do need our doctors as well. But what I'm saying is that you deserve more than what you're being given, because I hear this in my clinic all the time. Now, the food that we're eating should be making us healthier, but sadly, it is making many people sicker with the higher sugars and the processing of the food, like I spoke about previously. And when most people come to me, it's because the medical system has let them down or because they've decided they're done with waiting and they want to take action for themselves and take back control of their own health. And that is the most powerful decision any person can make. Okay. Now, with today, we all know we've got the knowledge, the technology. We should be the healthiest people on the planet, but we aren't. We have more diseases, more chronic illnesses, and more stress than ever before. And I think it's time to stop accepting that this is normal. So this is exactly why I have aligned myself and I'm part of this movement, and it's the biggest health movement that you'll ever get, but it's called, what I call, and many other people, is the ripple effect. And it makes sense. So think about when you drop a stone in the water, it starts to have this ripple effect, right? But it doesn't stop at the first ring. It keeps moving out and it keeps touching everything in its path. That's exactly what happens when one person decides to take back control of their health. The first ripple, it starts with you. When you wake up with more energy, when the pain starts lifting, when your body starts working the way it was designed to do, everything changes. Your mood, your relationships, your capacity to show up for the people you love. You become a different version of yourself around other people, and they start feeling it. And that means that we have a second ripple, your family, your friends, because when someone that you love sees what's happened to you, they want to know what changed. You become the reason everything shifts for another person. This one conversation, this one recommendation, one person that's brave enough to share what they've found. This is how it spreads. It's not through advertising, but real results from real people that you can't ignore. And this is why I speak to people every single day. And we have a third ripple. It's people like health advocates and professionals that are in the room. You already have the trust of people coming to see you. We have already built a relationship. We've got the people sitting across from us every single day, telling them the similar stories that I have shared even today, the pain, the fatigue, the frustration, the feeling of being dismissed. But you, my friends, have the opportunity to be that one change in their path and to help them. And when you help one person and they go home and help another person, this is the ripple that keeps on going. This is how things really change, not through a system that profits on keeping people sick, but a person to person, results to results, ripple to ripple. Your body is not broken. It has never been broken. It's just been waiting for the right support system. So what I would like you to do today is go back to the person who invited you here today and take that next step. Have that conversation because they cared enough to invite you here today, right? They will have more health transformation stories. I have more health transformation stories that I'd share. And these are amazing stories. But I could keep on going on, but we'll save that for another day. But honestly, I really want to thank you for giving up your precious time and listening to me today. And I would like nothing more for you and other health advocates to join me in being part of one of the biggest health movements. And it starts with one small change. Literally, this is what changed for me. Okay. So thank you for taking the time once again to listen to me.
Thank you so much, Joanne. That was amazing. And I really do hope this has given you some information to think about, some hope that there is light at the end of the tunnel. You are not alone. If you have questions, please, again, like Joanne said, go back to the person who cared enough to invite you. And I just want to say thank you again for your time. And Joanne, we're so grateful to have you. You're a wealth of knowledge, darling, and I'm so grateful that you reached out. Thank you.
Yes, so am I.
Take care, everyone. Bye.